All right, hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube. We got a new guest here today. Wally's taking a little day off, so we got Rick. Welcome, Rick.
Thank you very much. How are you doing?
So Rick right here, he's a new agent on our team. And so have you been in real estate, kind of getting back into it?
I've gotten back into it. I started here in mid-September. Back in the early to late 90s, I sold real estate in the state of Hawaii on the beautiful island of Maui.
Okay.
I left Maui in 1999, went to the Bay Area, and worked there for a while and moved out here. I currently am a business owner in California. We moved our office remotely here last year, bought a house, love it, but I found myself with some extra time and I thought I'd just dabble back into the real estate career because my wife wanted me out of the house. And when I say dabble, you can't dabble in real estate, and I know that for a fact. So I am taking it serious, taking it full time, and like I said, it gets me out of the house, gives me something to do. My business runs itself, and hopefully my real estate career will run itself at some point. But we're just trying to get it back into swing of things.
Oh, that's great to hear. So you moved out here from California. So
I did.
What kind of differences do you notice? Kind of off the bat.
Well, a lot of differences. Living in California, I was born and raised near the ocean. I lived in Hawaii for years. My kids were born and raised there. And of course, it's an island, so you're surrounded by the ocean.
Right.
I was stationed at Nellis when I was in the Air Force in the early 80s, so I'm kind of back to where I knew where I'd be familiar with. Things have changed in Las Vegas since 1980, but I was familiar with it. I was concerned about my wife liking living here, but she's gotten accustomed to it and really likes it now. So I do miss the water, but Vegas is a good place to live. They take care of their residents here because it's such a transient city that
Right.
I think it's a great place to live. So we're doing good. And with the real estate, I'm looking forward to working with the team and being as successful as I can and taking it as seriously as I can. And I'll be just fine. I'm pretty confident everything's going to work out just fine.
Well, there we go. Like I said, it's we're really happy to have you. And for anybody out there, Rick actually is going to be doing a lot of our open houses.
That's
so
correct.
We've talked about on the YouTube potentially doing some like virtual open houses and moving that into regular open houses. So we'll definitely be seeing each other. So
Yeah,
I'm happy to have you.
Yeah.
So
and open houses, I don't mind. I was a listing agent basically when I was in Hawaii.
Okay.
Things have changed. You used to sit in the office and wait for somebody to come walking through the door before you got a client, but now it's
got to get yourself out there.
Got to get yourself out there. So a lot of Facebook videos that I've posted, a lot of open houses, a lot of touches that we have with the customers that we have as well. So.
Oh, that's great. Now you were telling me you do a lot of videos, kind of like a 30-day challenge you were doing.
Yeah, I did. I was challenged to do a video on Facebook every day for a month, and I did that in December. When I say every day, it was Monday through Friday. I didn't do it on the weekends. Obviously didn't do it over Thanksgiving, but I posted a lot of videos. They're pretty self-generated, and I enjoyed doing it. So I encourage anybody to get their name out there and as much as you can. I do that, and trying to do some geographical farming helps as well.
No, I love that. Like I said, I've been trying to get more into the videos as well. And what we'll do, we'll go ahead and put your Facebook, so if anybody wants to go check out those all those videos Rick's been doing, we got those right in the description.
Okay. All right, cool.
All right, and then so with the rest of this video, we do have just kind of a couple things we want to talk about. One of our broker actually sent us over some pretty good information. I think it's CBS. We'll go ahead and link it down. But basically what it's talking about is mortgage rate. So I know we're always talking about mortgage rates, interest rates, what they're looking like, what they're potentially going to be doing, because, Rick, I'm sure you have seen, that's most people what they're looking at is the interest rate and trying to get that down, waiting for it to come down. And, the reason that we're bringing this up is these people here, they have interviews from 4 or 5 different people, and mostly what they're saying is the rates, they're not going to drop as much as people are expecting them to, first of all, and want them to. Right. So right now, I would say we're hovering around a 6.7, 6.6 national average on the 30-year mortgage. And this is exactly what they're saying. Through December, it's going to stay kind of the mid to low 6 ranges. Some people are saying it's going to be mid to upper 6s. So thinking about that and, just kind of being in the business, do you expect the rates to drop? What do you look at?
I don't expect them to drop as much as the buyers or even the sellers wish that they would drop. Right. They hear things about the Fed rates getting dropped 0.25%, and then it might get dropped another 0.25%, but that rate doesn't coincide with mortgage rates. And mortgage rates, the people that I've talked to, the experts, don't think that we'll see a large drop for a long time. We may get to 5.5 in a year, maybe a year and a half. But the days of the 4%, the 3%, they talk about it as not happening for a long time. And there's a lot of people, buyers and sellers, that are waiting for that to happen. And we don't foresee that going to be for a while. And I think we're going to be in a normal range right after the first of the year. So I predict that after the first of the year, that's going to be the normal rate that's going to be hovering and probably leveling out for a long time.
Right. Yeah. And, something that we've brought up in the past is these low interest rates, that we saw during COVID and, kind of around that time, 2%, 3%, those are the not normal. Those, I haven't been in the business, that long, but, in your past, I'm sure you've seen the interest rates used to be 12%, 15%, something like that. So, when we're looking today and it's 6.7, let's just go with the high, 6.7. Historically, that doesn't look that bad.
No.
We just have a recency bias because people saw these 3% and 2%, and that's what they're looking for. Right. So I would say that, for the 2% and 3%, that's definitely, you're going to be waiting quite a long time.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine, he has a 2.1%, and he's not going to sell. He won't sell. Why would I? Why would he? Because that interest rate's not going to happen for a long time, if at all.
And honestly, that's one of the main reasons that we have such an inventory problem in Nevada and more likely Las Vegas, is because of these people who either bought their homes or they refinanced, right, and now they have a 2.1, 2.5. So why would they, put themselves at a disadvantage selling their home and then they got to go fight and compete for this 6 and 5%?
Yeah, if they wanted to just upgrade and go from a 2% to a 6.5%, it's going to cost them more money to move than it would be just to stay where they're at.
Exactly.
So that's why it's stuck like that.
And so, going along with this, and we'll kind of wrap it up here, but the main thing that me and Wally always talk about, and we kind of are beating the dead horse with this, but if you're waiting for this interest rate to drop, and we have a lot of people predicting that they may not drop as far as you guys are thinking, you're hurting yourself by sidelining, sitting on the sideline waiting for this to drop, because the prices are just going to keep going up, more buyers are going to keep coming onto the market, and then, while they're waiting, they're still paying their rent.
Right.
So they're just losing out on money. What do you kind of think about that?
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you're paying rent and you're waiting for it to come down, you're paying somebody else's mortgage and you're throwing money really away. You need to get it now, and you will have equity in a year, year and a half, 2 years, rather than waiting a year, year and a half of paying rent, because you're not making yourself, you're not putting yourself in a good position at all.
All right, guys. So with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Rick, welcome to the team, buddy.
Thank you.
We're going to be doing much more videos, so if you guys ever see him around, like I said, we're going to put all of his stuff down in the links below. You guys have a great rest of your week. Take care.